Ray Show.
Where smart is the new sexy.
And now, April Hunter.
Hello, all you awesome people. Thank you for joining us tonight. We have a show that I am very excited about. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff, and I think you're going to come away enlightened, energized, informed, and having learned something totally cool. One of the things we're going to talk about is cannabis, psychedelics, and sex, because I got to sit in on a very awesome panel at the Cannadelic convention, and I have notes. I have things to talk to you guys about.
Nice.
I'm going to bring it to the table here. So, how are you doing, Ray?
I'm good. I'm chilling.
Awesome.
Lot of shit going on. People missing. People being found. Apps downloaded. Nobody's on them now. It's a whole bunch of.
I think I know what you're talking about. We're talking about threads. We're going to cover a lot of that, right?
The cool kids out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, threads. I think I wrote down a whole bunch of like stuff we can talk about.
What are we talking about? Go ahead and go down the list.
All right, let's see. We have a whole bunch of stuff. We have our people already bored of meta threads. What else we got there? We got the new Snow White. That's a thing.
Oh, yeah, that is a thing. I read about that. I was like, what are they? What?
Oh, I can't wait for you to tell me about that movie because me and my wife are going to watch it. I don't care about spoilers.
Okay.
Freedom of what is it? The Sound of Freedom. Jim Caviezel movie. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And something about long vax, the new Harvard's definition of long vax.
I think it's Yale. I think I got it wrong. I think it's Yale. Yeah, Yale has a new definition.
Harvard, Yale, whatever.
Harvard, Yale. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man. So we got a nice little stacked show here, my friend.
Do. We also have some stuff from the Cannadelic Festival. We have the positives of being bipolar. So a lot of people are well aware of the negatives. We have all of that everywhere. So, but there are some positives to having bipolar disorder. And I took a poll. I asked people to write in what their favorite thing was about being bipolar, and would they be neurotypical, normal, if they could take it away? And the answers might surprise you. And you guys, please be a part of our show. Please add in. If you have anything to say about these things, please definitely add in, because we love your feedback. So I see a bunch of you in here. Eva, Winona, cool, awesome dude, Chuck, Allie, hello. Dark Side Caster, AB Twitch Alex. Hey, thank you for joining us tonight. I'm super excited to see you guys here.
And so, we got some cheers from XL.
We do.
Cool, awesome
yeah.
Dude.
Woo! You're just cheering for my Viking stuff tonight, right?
Oh yeah.
My helm of
big ass titties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raquel Healer, hello to you. Welcome.
All right, cool. A lot of cool stuff. You know, why don't we jump into your thing first? I want to, just in case we wanted to spend extra time. So the gimmick you were just talking about, that you went to this whole convention about, I want to hear about that.
You want to hear about that? Okay.
Yeah, I want to hear about that first.
I got really lucky. A friend of mine, two different friends of mine, they weren't able to use their VIP tickets for the Cannadelic Festival here in Tampa Bay. And my friend and I went, and we had an amazing time. And it was everything. Oh, autism. Not really, but go ahead and throw some stuff out there if you want. I know a little bit. I probably know more than most people because my mom was on the spectrum. So
did we mention? I think I wrote it down somewhere that the positives of autism.
We did actually cover that before. There are,
you could talk about that real quick.
A lot, and Alex displays quite a few of those with your deep dives into subjects and thinking outside that box.
Do it.
So, Allie, you're autistic as well? On the spectrum. I know the way I grew up saying things, with manic depressive, autistic, and my mom was, at that time, she was considered Asperger's syndrome, which they don't even use that anymore.
No, my nephew's a high functioning autistic young man, very handsome, and does very, very well in school. The ladies love him, so I'll take it. It's what it is.
Yeah. So one of the things that we learned, we sat in, and let me find this because I don't want to screw up, because I'm not the expert. There was a panel there of 4 experts, and they were fascinating. So this was about cannabis, psychedelics and sex was this particular conversation,
Yeah, three awesome
or
things, right?
yes, it was how to use cannabis and psychedelics with sex, and how to enhance your sex life
Mm.
alone or
Ooh,
with somebody else. So first off, they no, I'm just going to read you my notes because again, this is not my topic; it's their topic. But
got it.
it was a packed house on this hour-long thing. So you had a therapist there, you had somebody that specialized in cannabis, one in psychedelics, and then you also had somebody there that specialized in tantra as well.
What is
So
tantra? What is tantra?
um,
More or less, like,
that is an Eastern philosophy of energy and connection.
okay,
A
that
lot
sounds
of a lot of Westerners confuse it as just sex. It's not.
sounds about right.
So
Like Kama Sutra.
I believe that might be part of it, sort of,
Ooh,
yes.
yeah.
So people who do tantra believe that an orgasm, don't waste the orgasm energy.
Oh,
You should use that energy to manifest.
yes.
So when you have an orgasm, use that energy to manifest and bring whatever it is that you are trying to get to
Oh,
you.
I'm gonna win the lotto.
Exactly. Exactly. So,
Mm.
or prosperity.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Prosperity.
yeah,
So, because it is some serious energy,
it
and
is.
positive energy brings positive energy. So use that. Use it. So, anyway, so the key to a healthy relationship is good sex.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people have a serious absence of connection. They're just not connecting. So psychedelics and THC influence a deeper connection and can actually stimulate or reinvigorate relationships again that have kind of gone stale. So it was obviously they were encouraging a lot of people to experiment, with mushrooms or THC or whatever it is. Um, so because these things affect your mind, sex is in our minds too. Sex is, our biggest sex organ is our brains.
Yeah.
So
Oh, you know
when it
what?
no, it is.
Well, I'm just saying. You haven't seen Colin in the shower.
Thank God.
I have.
So, what THC does is it
Sorry.
helps you live in the now and get out of your
Mhm.
head. And what psilocybin does is it enhances everything.
Can I just jump in real quick? So
Yeah,
I'm going to speak as an adult.
please do.
Between myself and my wife.
Mhm.
You know, whenever she's used THC or myself, I feel like it kind of just loosens you up. You're able to
Yeah,
explore and kind of,
lowers your inhibitions.
yeah, man, feel a
Yeah.
whole bunch more. And once we get to that place, it's just like the connection is so much stronger afterwards.
Yes. Yes.
It's just like it's a different level. And I'm not saying like totally blasted high, just like a little, sometimes just a little, couple tokes or whatever,
Yeah.
you know, uh, it's something about it, man. It just lets you relax. Because when you don't have the THC in your system, sometimes, not all the time, depends on your relationship, how
Mhm.
comfortable you are with yourself and with your partner. I'm very comfortable with my wife and vice versa. But you tend to be able to do more and feel less, like worried about, oh my God, how do I look? How do I smell?
Right.
All this other dumb
That's
shit that,
exactly right. It gets you out of your mind. Like, what do I look like? Are they noticing this? What's going on? Should I be checking on the dogs?
right.
Does it did I wash enough down there? Like, it gets you like out of your head.
Mhm,
So, and all you just focus on what you're feeling and doing. So, you're exactly right with that.
mhm,
Um, so there was some really good medical information on this too. Like, you have to have serotonin a healthy amount in order to orgasm. So, we've all talked about mental health on here,
mhm,
and SSRIs inhibit and cut down the amount of serotonin we have. That's
mm,
why a lot of people who are on SSRIs tend to have a decreased sexual libido.
mm.
So, psilocybin increases serotonin. So,
I see.
that's
I
that's
get it.
something to consider
The
if you're.
psychedelics I don't know about too much
Mhm.
because, I have a friend that uses them shits, and he's telling me he sees the bathroom towels breathing. So
Yeah, they breathe or they twirl or whatever.
Kind of off of that, bro. I don't know. I don't know if I can deal with that shit. Oh.
So here are a few other things I learned.
Mm.
Orgasm
Hmm.
is vital for a healthy immune system, and it is an anti-ager. And they joked around and said that's why Generation X skipped menopause. So, you know how I said, why is it that this generation and they look so young, whereas our parents and our grandparents look so old. Like you could be 45 years old. Remember our parents and grandparents at 45
Yeah.
years old? They look like they had one foot in the grave, right?
Like our teachers and everybody who we
Yes.
remember. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I think it's because like Gen X on down discovered masturbating, and they like all of a sudden got the toys, like all the vibrators came out and all the fleshlights came out and all the porn came out, and like they discovered masturbating, and it's like literally an anti-ager because I was trying to figure it out for so long, and I'm like, wait a second, our parents and our grandparents were eating food that was way healthier, less
Mhm.
chemical,
Right.
just better for us, it was whole food. Like, why do they look so terrible
Well, also
and we
because
look better?
I think we come from also a generation of givers. Like I think, like me myself growing up, I always wanted to learn how to, you know, please my partner and also be
Mhm,
pleased, if that makes any sense. And I think that's kind of a general statement for people in their late 30s, early, 40s, mid 40s and stuff.
mhm.
This whole generation of Generation X, maybe tail end of the
Millennial.
millennial, you know what
I
I'm
see
saying?
it more with millennials than Gen X, but you get the rare, um, Gen X that, like, yeah.
Is porn bad? I don't know, it's a good question. Depends.
No, I don't think so. Well, I mean, my opinion, there's with anything, there's use and there's abuse.
Right. Like if you abuse it and you're
Yeah,
just used to seeing guys with 12-inch cocks, you're in for a
right,
disappointment, kid.
right, right.
That ain't
Or
normal,
pizza
you know?
delivery, we talked about this,
Right.
like the plumber is actually gonna show up on time instead of making you wait 10 days. Yeah,
Unless you're Colin.
unless you're calling.
Mm, yeah.
But no, I think
To-
it's like candy. There's use and abuse. It's like steroids, use and abuse. It's like anti-inflammatories, use and abuse. So, you know what I mean? I
Abuse it
thought so,
heavily.
bigwig. Yeah, I just knew that about you.
I respect that, bro. It's a fair. Dark Side Caster says that's a fair assessment. My wife and I always discuss the spice. I've
Spice up your sex life. Hell
let me
yeah,
let me
do
tell you
it.
something, man. I've actually, me and my wife have actually watched a couple of things together. We're not,
Yeah,
we may be old fogies, but doesn't mean we don't
buy a couple
still
toys.
get funky like a monkey,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
Dustin
buy a couple
Rhodes with it.
toys and hit that THC or that psilocybin. Now, here's a couple other things. Oh, and by the way, this is why I was gonna say, I think the generation
Some say porno. I say porn. Yes. XL Cord. Oh, you guys are on fucking
I
fire
wanna
today.
throw corgos at you right now, Chuck.
That's so fucking
I
funny.
really do.
That's
So,
so
yeah,
funny.
hentai is awesome, right? So, and like I said, I think our parents, our grandparents, they got out of school, like I said, I'm older. They got out of school, they married their high school sweetheart, they slept with one, maybe two people who didn't know what the fuck they were doing. They didn't know anything about going
They don't know what a
downtown.
G spot
They
is.
don't know
Like,
what a G spot is.
yeah, man.
They don't do the, they ask, and they're not doing anything.
Just
So yeah,
what?
they're not getting in there, you know what I'm saying? They're not getting in there.
Yeah.
So it is not surprising. It is not surprising that they
Woo.
look as old as they fucking do.
Yeah, man. We got
So
off.
they are not getting off, right?
Yeah, but we got off, thank
Yeah,
God.
exactly, exactly.
Yes.
So yeah, and porn was dirty for them. There's nothing wrong with porn, but yeah, Eva's going porn was magazines for them, and then VHS came out later. Yeah, but
VHS was
it was
awesome.
still considered dirty for them. For us, it's
Yeah.
just like, yeah, whatever. It's Tuesday.
Yeah, it's you could just turn on your phone and click on the wrong thing and it's there. So
Right. So here's some other stuff that you guys should know that I didn't know, that maybe you know, maybe you don't know, I don't know. So, THC and psychedelics will increase your orgasm quite a bit. It'll intensify it. If you don't want to be high as a female, if you don't want to be high,
mhm.
but you still want the benefits, the vulva can receive cannabinoids directly and absorb them. So you get all the benefits
Mm,
of that without actually being high. There are creams and things you can do it,
word? For
and that's
real?
not just with a partner, by yourself too, if you want. So yes, you can do that. So good sex creates oxytocin, which you need to. Everybody needs to make time for sex, and I think I'm going to speak more to women here than men when
Mm,
I say that you know Here was the example that was used. Nobody dies if the dishwasher doesn't get emptied.
Right.
So,
But
just
also, I'm gonna tell you something real quick. I'm gonna speak from a man's perspective.
mhm,
Listen, a lot of us guys, we work, and I'll say most of men work more
mhm,
labor intensive jobs, maybe not longer hours, but more intense hours. I'm not saying all men, some men, most men, from what I know, and we're tired, especially when we get older.
right,
You know, you have to kind of just gear yourself up, man, and just take that time, because once you get to that position, and I mean that figuratively and literally, once you get to that spot and you're in the groove with your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, whoever it may be, the release is worth being a little tired. Believe me, you
right,
won't be
yeah.
tired once you get there.
I call it coffee theory.
Explain.
So I've read it. I've read it described as that. So, do you feel like sex? Do you feel like a cup of coffee after work?
Hmm.
No, I'm gonna pass. But then somebody puts on the coffee pot and you smell
Hmm.
it and you're like,
Right.
"Ooh, did you make enough? I'll have some too." So, if you just go with it, eventually you will get in the mood and want to keep going. You know what
Sure.
I mean? So even if you don't feel like it,
Mhm.
just kind of
Yeah.
just
It's like
slide on in there and see how it goes.
Cool Awesome Dude wants to know if he can die from basically he's read a few cases. I think those cases may be, I don't know, maybe somebody abusing it, or
So you
like,
can die from drinking too much water. Does it happen?
yeah,
Sure,
of
every
course it does.
once in a while, but I don't think that's I don't think you're gonna have to worry about it unless you know something we don't.
Mhm.
I think you're safe. Thank you, Leo. I appreciate that.
Dude, that's very
So
fucking cool. What is replace the Moa statue? Drop them cake statue. All right, we'll take that. Shit, hold on.
Big ass titties.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I love you guys
Uh,
today. You
so
guys
we'll
are
switch.
awesome.
We'll switch topics. I'll just finish up with this.
Oh yeah, keep
Orgasm
going.
is is natural pain management. Also,
Mm.
THC is natural pain management. So hello, Win. Um, and also, THC can delay orgasm with for men. Sometimes they can have a harder time, but psychedelics don't because it lifts up your serotonin level. So men may have a
Right.
better time with psychedelics or psilocybin than they do THC. If they have struggled with THC before, try the psilocybin, small doses.
Yeah, because I don't know how I guess it's kind of like a downer, the THC and stuff like that. It brings you down.
It
So
can be like it can almost be like whiskey dick for
yeah.
some people. For some
And,
people.
and when you get a little older, it happens more often than not. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
Yeah,
well, it depends on your health, and it depends on,
right. Of course.
so
And
yeah, that's
additionally, they also said the more orgasms you have,
mhm,
the more you will think about, the more you'll want. It's healthy to
mhm,
try and, obviously have as many orgasms, as you do it because natural pain management, anti-ager,
mhm.
raises your immune system. So,
So I hardly
who
never
needs
get
a
sick.
vaccination if you're jacking off, right? So
What? Mm. Anywho, that's fucking cool. That was really
so
cool. How long was that? Was that thing you went to?
that was about an hour. It was
That's
really,
it.
really interesting. Yeah, an hour.
Wow, you got
Uh,
all that in 1 hour? Imagine if you had 2 hours.
I
Mhm.
know, I
Well, that's what
know.
she said.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. So
So
what?
yeah, sex is supposed to be adult playtime. It's supposed to be fun, not stressful.
It really is. It really
Yeah,
is. You shouldn't. Can I just give a little advice too, man? Especially for the dudes
please
out there.
do.
I can't speak to girls all the time. I'll speak to the guys, but listen. I know you guys can be, like I said. I know you guys can be tired and stuff like that, and don't stress yourself out. And also just like kind of communicate with your partner, whether it be your wife, your girlfriend, whomever it be, your boyfriend, doesn't matter. Communicate. There's nothing wrong with asking questions like, hey, does this feel good? Hey, would you like trying this? You'll be surprised. This is the one thing, and I'm very open, or I'm pretty open with my relationship between me and my wife when it comes to that. We communicate very, very well. And it's a combination of us
Mhm.
being very close friends, but also, I think we found each other in a good place where we're both, you know, cool to ask questions and find out. And it comes to a point sometimes that we already know. Like it's like we're reading each other. My wife know what I like, and I let know what she likes. So it's cool, man. It's a really good thing, especially if you care about each other. If you love each other, it's a different level, man.
I will agree with that. but I also think I'll take it one step further.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching, there was a talk show host, and he was gay,
Mm.
and he was giving sex advice, and he was saying, he's like, how is it that you, for himself, he was saying, people ask him all the time, how is it you can be gay and give straight people sex advice? He's like, because you guys are the ones that need it the most. Because if you take the groups of people who are the most satisfied sexually,
Mm-hmm.
it's gay men, gay women,
Because they know each other.
straight men, and then straight women. So he said, when boy meets girl at a bar, say,
Mm-hmm.
and they go home,
Mm-hmm.
they assume, everything is assumed. They don't talk anymore. Everybody assumes that there's going to be actual penis to vagina sex, and nobody talks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas boy meets boy at a bar and they go home, they talk. They say, "What are you into?" There's no assumption that anyone's going anywhere. And I thought that was a really valuable piece of information, because why should we assume anything? So, what are you into? Are you into this? Can you come this way? Do you like ass play? What are you into? Do you
Oh,
like feet?
well,
You know
slow
what I mean?
down.
What is your thing? So
Mm.
have those conversations.
Goddamn right. I mean, look, if you really think about it, all right, so I'm going to tell you a secret that I think I told my wife. I'm not really sure, but I actually,
We're live, right? It's not much of a secret.
yeah, I don't care. She watches, she jumps in every now and then. But I watched, I learned, giving oral sex to females by watching
Girl
multiple.
porn.
There was a video. There was an actual specific video,
Hmm.
and the video was called "How to Eat Pussy, How to Get Your Dick Sucked,"
Mm-hmm.
starring Nina Hartley, starring Ron Jeremy,
Hmm.
starring, and these were all people that, and I learned so much from my friend Nina Hartley. Do you know who Nina Hartley is?
Yes, I do.
She's a
I've
porn
worked with
legend.
her at conventions.
What?
Yeah, she's a hoot. She's still a firecracker. I worked with her a couple of years ago because she still
Oh my.
they'll bring her into like the horror cons or the comic cons every so often.
Fuck, I don't have the
She's a
soundbite,
trip.
but I'll try my best. Hold on. Oh my. Damn. All right.
Yeah.
So I would love to have her on one day. That would be great, because I would tell her, Nina Hartley, thank you. Because, I mean, who better to learn from?
Yeah. I was out in Vegas with my friends, as my friend well, I won't say because you guys probably know them. So there's three of us girls, and we were roommates at the time, and we'd gone to Hard Rock Cafe, and we were like semi drunk. And at the time, like adult movies were in VHS, and we just got this brilliant idea after going to Hard Rock. We're like, let's go rent gay porn and learn
Mm,
how to give the proper blowjob, because who's going to know how to give a blowjob better than a dude?
mhm.
So we did. We rented gay porn, and we sat there like this on the TV. We're like, oh, oh.
Mhm.
So, and we, basically took mental notes.
And I've seen that. I've
Great
seen
fruit.
that. I've seen that. And the funny thing is that, if I'm correct, Nina Hartley actually used an orange or something like that to kind of describe that you were, out and the clit and all that stuff. And I remember vivid. She's like, and in some women, you can't really find the clit, so you have. And she's like, and the lips are very sensitive. They're an integral part of, And I'm like, wow. I was like a kid watching it. I'm not supposed to watch it at this age,
Uh-huh.
but I would love to thank her and shake her hand.
So, oh, hey, Fred. Hey, everybody joining us lately.
Hey, gorgeous in April. I'll
I
take
know.
that,
There you
brother.
go. There you go.
Yeah, finally. Do I get to
Hello,
say?
Fred.
I'll say this.
Boobies.
I'll shake mine.
There you go.
No?
Do it. Yeah, what's the worst? So speaking of Nina Hartley and her instructions, a
Mhm.
lot of people, they catch, and this is like a common thing, and I don't know, ladies, tell me what you think. Right underneath the clit, right? Underneath the clit
Mhm.
is where we pee, and that is a very, very sensitive area.
Sure is.
Don't catch that. Don't press on it. Don't push your facial hair in there. Do not, just avoid that whole area.
Mhm.
So you have the top area, you've got the bottom area, you got the whole area around it. Just that one area. Do not fucking touch it.
Yeah, just gotta be careful, man. You just gotta know. You gotta work your way around. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with studying. Even as you get older, you know, um, I say there's nothing wrong with more research. You can that whole bullshit that you can't. I'm saying that whole bullshit that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. That is bullshit.
Mhm.
There are plenty of times in our relationship that my wife will be like, she'll do. I'm like, oh, where'd you learn that one from, or vice versa. We're still learning, and it's so fucking cool. So just
That's
throwing it out there.
awesome. And what do you call it? My brain.
Mhm.
Chuck was saying that he's met her and she's nice too. So it wasn't just that she was nice to
I
you,
don't
but
believe it. I
people.
dare you guys get her on this show. I dare you guys
I'll see what I can do, but
tweet at her vociferously and get her on this show. I dare you.
try it.
I fucking dare you all
So
right
we'll
now.
just rip through a couple things.
Yeah.
So I guess Yale scientists and doctors have had to come forward now and finally admit there's something called long vax, which they were previously calling long COVID,
But it's not.
or it's along the same lines, but they are saying that this exists and they did not want to admit it. Um, for the past year, they have kept it from people. So,
Sounds about
until
right.
scientists and doctors were no longer able to ignore the link between the COVID vaccine and the long COVID like illnesses, along with the injuries that come with them. So, this includes neurological complications, blood pressure swings, clots, and other side effects. So, they kept all of that from us, pretending it didn't happen because they said they did not. They didn't want to speak out because they didn't want to fuel the rabid anti-vax movement.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah,
They didn't want the truth to come out. That's
so
the fucking facts. They
yeah,
didn't.
that's really terrible that they were hesitant to say anything because of the radical anti-vax movement.
I think my wife
So,
is
but
milking.
the one doctor that came forward, he actually did a year-long study
Mhm.
for the vaccinated. So it's now, he's got the medical papers, it's whatever, it's all done and said. He said, now it's my obligation to speak out and let people know what I've been seeing. And I guess the rest of us have been crazy the whole time and disinformation.
It drives me nuts, man. This freaking guy Fauci got away with so much,
Yeah,
so
genocide.
much, so much stuff, man. It's just
So on the, obviously we try not to present a problem without also presenting a solution. There are two things to do. Now this is not the Johnson and Johnson. I've been looking. So this is the mRNA vaccination. So there are two things that seem to be having positive effects toward this, helping to detox the spike protein. One is the nattokinase. So you can
what's
find that on Amazon.
what is that, Dino?
Natto
An nano.
Kinase.
Okay.
It's made from a fermented Japanese bean. So it allegedly helps. It's also a blood thinner. So be aware of that if you're already on blood thinners. So talk to your doctor or know that. Don't take baby aspirin with it. And then also, again, cannabis. So
Oh,
cannabis seems to be helping as well.
surprise, surprise, surprise.
I know. So look into these two things if you're trying to offset anything and see if those can help you if you're having any issues.
I wanted to delve into a little bit about that whole thing about the positive side of being on the spectrum.
Oh, you mean bipolar disorder?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it? Is it about? No, that's not what we spoke about. Was it?
Well, yeah, we did until we everybody was asking about autism as well,
Autism.
but
Yes.
which we can do autism as well in the
Why
near
don't we do that?
future.
I mean, we could. I mean, just briefly touch on it. I think I might have
Okay.
wrote that in the description by mistake.
Okay. No, it was bipolar disorder because I
Oh,
have bipolar disorder. So one of the if anybody's been following me for any length of time and read any of the blogs I've written, I went through a bit of a struggle trying to get my medications right, and it was a challenge, and the things that I went through dealing with, losing friends
mm,
and trying to get stabilized and all of that. So I pretty much wrote about all of it. It's called uh, you know, putting the clothes on, taking the gloves off.
mm.
So, and that's on a WordPress site. So, um, I saw a documentary once, and I wish I could remember the name, but it asked people if you could, who were struggling, if you
Mhm.
could take away your bipolar disorder, would you? And they 100% of them overwhelmingly said no.
Really?
So, yeah. So it
Why?
made me think, because there are so many good things about having it that we never hear about. So we generally, how, like people who complain. Okay, so you only hear about the complainers of the Canadian health system. You never hear about the people who are happy with it because they're not talking about it. So
The
therefore,
Canadian health system.
I'm just using this as an example.
Example. Okay.
So therefore, we tend to think the Canadian health system sucks because that's all we hear. So sorry, I'm talking with my hands again. I gotta
It's
stop
all good.
hitting things. People, it's funny online too. People are always like, you see all these hand signals. People are doing devil worshiping hand signals. Like, no, you fucking idiots.
Oh,
This is we're taught to do this
yeah.
and do certain things with our hands so that we don't hit
I
the
do this.
mic. There you go.
Anyway, please
And do
continue.
this. No,
Yeah.
so that we don't hit the people around us and look like an idiot. Like I'm
It's also
doing
a
currently.
Latino thing, like a Latin culture thing,
It's just a
Italian thing.
Latin thing.
The Greeks, they talk
Yes.
they talk with their
Yes.
hands like this,
Italianos, yeah, parlo italiano.
Yeah.
It's
Bang.
big, grande, grande. So,
Bang. Go ahead.
that's right, diamond cutter.
Damn right.
So, yeah, so I asked a bunch of people on my Facebook page. I said, "What are your benefits to being bipolar? What do you have in your life that is better or
Okay.
has helped you to being bipolar?"
Mhm.
So I know what my answers were. I just want to see what other people would say. So we have being the life of the party,
Mm.
manic sex.
Mm.
Everything is in high def and a brighter color, especially at night too. So this is a big one, creativity. So the same chemicals that make you crazy are the same ones that make you creative. That's why you always hear crazy artist.
Hmm.
So it goes hand in hand.
Am I bipolar?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. Are you?
Mood swings, like dramatic mood swings.
Well, bipolar disorder is, yeah, it is traumatic mood swings, but it's more than that too. It's also linked to some physical issues, especially like cardiovascular, lung, heart. It's linked to lupus sometimes.
Hmm.
It is an actual genetic medical disease,
Right.
unlike borderline personality disorder or the cluster. This is inherited from usually somebody in your family.
Okay.
Um, there's generally a 50-50 chance you're going to pass it. So
Hmm.
for me, my dad had it. But yes, it's a literal chemical imbalance between serotonin and what?
Big Wig says, I thought my ex was bipolar, but after hearing this, I don't think so anymore.
Okay, so
She was just nuts.
there you go. Okay, there's that. I
Hold
will
on.
say that borderline personality disorder and
Uh,
bipolar disorder do have a lot of crossover
That was great.
things, so they can be confused a lot.
Right.
Um, so yeah, so not needing liquor or drugs to be a lot of fun or to speak out or to do things that a lot of people might be too timid to do.
Mhm.
A lot of bipolar people are very, very, they're of a higher intelligence, higher IQ, very witty. They have a fast moving brain that allegedly they access more of their brain than the average person.
Interesting.
They are problem solvers. They tend to be intuitive and they can recognize patterns.
Mm.
So, um, additionally, they are imaginative. Um, Another benefit to having bipolar disorder is being informed about nearly all disorders because you're all out there researching your own, so you're finding out about a bunch of others. So
Right.
you almost become an amateur expert on mental health. Um,
Incredibly interesting.
yeah, somebody wrote that not only do you think outside the box, but you just realize there are no boxes.
Hmm.
And someone else said you have a lot more confidence, like you can do things and you don't care what people think. And then somebody else wrote this: sufferers are the ones that complain because they do not get help. They refuse to get help. So they are the ones that we hear about all the time.
It's a lot to read here. It says, I can't, what is that? Neurodivergent.
Neurodivergence.
Yeah, it says so Winona writes, neurodivergence in general, I believe, is a lot more common than most people think. In fact, a lot of people are on that spectrum in some way
Hmm.
and just don't realize it.
Yeah, I think so too.
And good evening to you, my
I think
friend.
so too. Hello to you. Yeah, so I think that's very, very true. I know for me, like I remember This is one of my examples. I remember trying out for a commercial in Japan. So I went over to LA. I lived in Las Vegas at the time. I took like a $35 Southwest flight. Went over, did the audition, came back home, and they said I got the commercial for Toyota,
Mm-hmm.
and could I be on a plane in 48 hours?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just pack. I didn't know. I'd never, I don't know. I'd never been to Asia. I did not obviously speak a word of Japanese other than konnichiwa bitches. And
Hey.
I don't think I would have done that if I was not bipolar, because I was just like, fuck yeah. And I just packed up and just jumped on a plane, and I stayed over there for I don't know how long until we were done shooting. And it was a blast. So
Wait, you Ali RXS, you auditioned for a Japanese commercial?
I ended up working there a lot. I worked for Toyota. I did a couple of films that were in theaters. I wrestled over there for two different high profile companies, including Zero One and A to
Mm-hmm.
Z.
Yep.
So yeah, I was over there a lot. So back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So once I was there once and people saw me, I ended up being one of the very few Westerners who was asked to come over again and again and again. So
Did you ever
yeah.
get to meet? I know maybe some of our people don't know who this is. Jushin Thunder Liger.
I did.
He's a fucking
As a matter of
funny
fact,
guy.
I did. Yeah, I did. I did his. Huh?
He's a
What?
snap. He's kind of funny.
I have a picture with him.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay. Bill actually, after introduced me to him at a
Mhm.
convention, and we had this awkward, funny, half English conversation that was so much fun. It was a very interesting individual.
I called English.
English, yes.
English.
Yes. We're
Mhm.
canceled. We're canceled, by the way, right now. So
That's all right. It's
yeah.
just what it is.
Yeah, you know what? I'll throw that in there to lighten it up. But
So it's just as bad on our end trying to do it.
shit, you got that right. But interesting, man. Are there any of your commercials maybe on YouTube or somewhere?
Yeah. You can look it up. Yeah, look up Toyota Fun Car Go.
Shit,
April Hunter. Are you pulling that up right now?
I'm gonna fucking find it. God damn it!
Okay.
Why the hell not?
Look up Toyota April Hunter Fun Car Go.
Okay, why do that? Just talk about something. You got to give me like
Okay.
literally 2 minutes. April
Okay.
Hunter Fun Car Go. Got it?
Fun Car Go.
All right, go.
Yes.
All right, talk
All right.
something.
Let's see. What else did we have on here to talk about? Oh, you wanted to wait till we. Okay. So I saw a movie that should be seen. It's Guy Ritchie's The Covenant. Now I know this movie came out a while ago, so if you have not seen it yet, this is literally the best film I have seen in a very, very long time. It's with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Mm-hmm.
It is amazing, and I know we've talked about this before, but blood is thicker than water. Actually, the real terminology is blood of the covenant is thicker than water of the womb, and it means that blood that's spilled on the battlefield bonds you deeper than the water of the womb, than those you are actually family with, and that is the theme of this movie. Blood that's spilled on the battlefield, and it is so good. And I don't know if you've watched Guy Ritchie films, and this one is actually not British. It's kind of like all over the place, but it is a little bit of a war movie, but it's basically a human movie. It's very, very good.
Well, it's so funny because the liberal media right now is absolutely trashing this.
No, wait, this is The Covenant. This isn't
Oh, The Covenant.
Sound
Oh,
of
I think
Freedom.
you're still talking
This
about
is something else.
I found
Yeah.
your commercial, by the way, but we'll
Oh,
play
did
it
you?
after we talk
Okay.
about this.
No, Sound of Freedom is something different, but this one is it's out for rent, so you can rent The Covenant.
Okay.
It's called Guy Ritchie's The Covenant.
Oh, I'm thinking about the new Jim Caviezel movie.
Yeah, and I wrote down all their conspiracy theory things too.
Yeah, it's so bullshit, man. Why don't you want to talk about it real quick, or you want to see the
Sure, because
commercial?
somewhere between propaganda and conspiracy theories lies the truth.
Yeah,
And that's where we are. Because the conspiracy theory, I'm seeing the media trash it, and then I'm seeing some bizarre conspiracy theory bullshit over here too.
Mm-hmm.
So, and both of them, it's just like, oh my God, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? They're bringing awareness to things like Epstein Island. I mean, that's exactly what this is about.
They don't want that.
Child trafficking. So, but then even the conspiracy theorists, they are going nuts over this, saying, "Oh, it was funded by philanthropists. It's pro child trafficking." It's like, what are you doing right now? So,
like I said, both sides, You know, whenever somebody, whenever
everybody's fucking stupid.
whenever the left and the right just go too hard on something, just try to read
Oh
between
my
the
God.
read the tea leaves, read between the
Yes.
lines, and try to
Yes.
figure out
Or
what's
the
right in the
runes.
middle.
Yes.
You know, so
Yeah. So anyway, so I noticed a lot of people said that they're having issues watching this movie, and that it's been sold out. So I thought that was hype. I didn't think, I was like, there's no way this movie's sold out. It's like not even like you know. So I went to get 2 tickets, and it was sold out everywhere. And then I went to another theater, or looked at another theater, looked at another theater, looked at another theater. Finally, I went to this old theater
mhm.
2 towns down, and I could get a ticket for, or a showing,
Mhm.
that ended up being packed. Like, you know, what I mean, the whole thing was packed. So I was amazed that that was not bullshit. It was true. Every showing is sold out. And then a lot of people are saying that they're having problems with the theaters. Only AMC.
Hmm.
So I know the volume was so low. I was having a hard time, and I'm part deaf anyway. So I leaned over a couple times, and I was like, "What did he say? What's he saying? What's he saying?" I mean, luckily you don't really need to hear just to understand the story,
Yeah, but still, you're in a theater.
because a lot of it's half of it's in Spanish anyway. But still, it's yeah, it's supposed to be like deaf, deafening the theater, because the week before we'd been to the Indiana Jones movie, and it was freezing and loud, and this theater was warm and quiet. But I don't think anybody, it didn't dissuade anybody. People were there.
A warm, quiet theater must
A warm,
smell funny.
quiet, yeah, a warm, with a, but everybody was there, and they cheered at the end. It was actually a really emotional roller coaster. It was not difficult to watch. Like, if you're not
Mhm.
going to see things that you can't unsee. It's not that. It's a good story. There are things that can be challenging to sit through at times, but it's not going to be like it's more a little cringy than it is going to be like, oh God, I wish I never saw that. It's just going to be a little cringy.
Okay.
Um, and then if you sit through the credits at the end,
Mhm.
there's like a 2-minute message where Caviezel comes on, and he's like, I know you probably feel this way right now.
Mhm.
And this is, we're having a hard time getting it out there because the media doesn't want us to. Please spread the word. And if people want to see the movie for free, please they can sign up for a free ticket. You can watch it for free on this particular site. And if you want to pay it forward, you can also pay it forward here. Snap a picture of the QR code, and you can buy somebody's ticket for them too. Which of course people are like, chick chick,
Mhm.
and buying people tickets. So it was really, there was like this, I don't know, it's just a really warm and fuzzy feeling in there, because it's just like it was like a community movie. Like
Literally warm.
like people, when the lights came up, everybody's like looking at each other. They're like, "Oh my God," it was just, it's like, okay, we got to do something. We got to hug our kids. We got to watch our kids. I mean, it's crazy how fast they will snatch a fucking kid off the street.
Well, on a lighter note, I hope that after we watch this commercial, we're all gonna have a warm, fuzzy feeling. I have the English version. Apparently, there's a Japanese version. Ali RX, if you want to post the Japanese version, which is apparently higher quality, I'll play it back to back. But
You have an English? There's an English version?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I look. Man, I found it. It's not the best quality, but I think you can get the gist of it, and I'm
Okay.
going to share it right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is April Hunter doing funny Japanese commercials. Take one.
Drive your dreams.
What the fuck just happened?
There you go.
What the hell? Just let me see. I'm gonna actually see. Can I copy this?
I don't know.
How do I do that?
That's
Oh,
what Bionic J. She was a big wrestler in Japan.
So,
Okay, get this. So I auditioned to do that commercial,
mhm,
and they cast me as a professional wrestler
mhm.
way before I ever even thought about getting in the business.
Shut up.
That was years before I ever stepped foot near wrestling.
I want to try to see if I
Oh,
can.
Eva's saying, what are they saying? So there's that car that they're advertising is saying that it has so much room in it, despite being good on gas and deceptively small, that you could travel as a wrestler. You could actually even do your makeup in the back with the, it's got the little, mirror and everything there.
Mhm.
And you could even carry your cello there and take it with you. Like you can fit everything in the back of that car, is
That
what
was
they're
that was
saying.
you. That was you with the cello.
That was me with the cello too.
You know what I'm doing? I'm actually typing it in manually. This is the level.
What are we doing here? So
I'm
yeah,
trying.
they thought it would be funny if I looked like I burst the cello with my thighs.
I'm trying.
Because the story was I went from becoming from a professional wrestler to a cellist. Like that was my new career. But even though I went from becoming from a wrestler to a cellist, I still kept the same car because it's worked for all the needs that I had.
Yeah, I
And then
tried.
I picked up the guy at the end who was the orchestrator, whatever,
I
conductor.
literally tried looking it up,
Hmm.
like typing it manually. Oh wait, there is a better one here. Oh wait, I think there is a better version of it.
Okay.
Yeah, with Bionic J. Okay, yeah, I'll
Yeah.
pull this one
That
up.
was my first really big paycheck.
Let's see, there's a commercial going on. I'm gonna play it right now. God damn it. Here we go. Share.
Mhm.
Okay. Wait, is this is the same shit?
Well, it looks like it. Yeah.
That's the same thing. Or is
And
it
they
this?
made that outfit. They custom made that outfit for me. I was like, "What is this?" They're like, "That's a classic Japanese wrestler's outfit." I'm like, "This is stupid."
This is you weren't on this one, right?
No,
Hmm.
no, they made a series of them. They're called Fun Cargo.
Yeah, I can't find. Well, did you get a chance to see the car?
What do you mean, see it?
Like, did
I
you
just seen
drive
it.
it? Was it fun?
I don't know.
Did you go?
I did go. Yeah.
So,
And let me tell you something. The Japanese do not fucking play with their hours. I've been over there for films and commercials. They do 17 and 18-hour shooting days. Hey, Wolf, what's up? Hey, the artist returns. How you doing? Yeah, they have long, long, long shooting hours. So I've never seen anything like that.
mm,
So, yes. But anyway, there's that. And no, I cannot play the cello. I played the drums.
oh, yeah, I can't do this, man. All right, guys, I tried. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not that bright. But speaking of not being very bright,
Mhm.
so they were making this big whole thing about Threads, and this is the new app with Instagram, and people are jumping on, and they set it up,
Mhm.
and this is the fucking kicker. So a lot of you people, I don't know if you people know by this point in juncture, but allegedly, if you download this, it's basically just like an attachment, like
Mhm.
a part of Instagram. If you delete your Threads account, you delete your Instagram account.
No, are you serious?
Yep.
I did not know that. So
Yep.
you're stuck. You're like married to
You're
it.
fucking stuck. And now they're gonna look into it. I didn't know that
Oh
either.
my God. I didn't know that was a thing.
Here's the fucked up thing about it. My son, my 15-year-old son is like, Dad, don't do the app, because if you don't want it, then you can't delete it. I'm like, what?
Oh my God. I didn't know that was even a wow. Okay.
That's one thing. But let me
That's good
just
to know.
this is as of July 7th. So this was sometime last week. It says, according to data analytics company, blah, 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 the number of daily users on Threads dropped, check this out, from 49 million to 23 million in just 1 week.
Well, what do you expect? It's like it's like revenge. It's just they're doing it to try and rip off, Twitter, and they're doing it as revenge. I only got an account on there just because I was like another account that I could push stuff on, like, hey, buy my shit, please support us so that I can go ahead and do this, which we don't get paid on,
Right.
you know, because time is money. So if you go ahead and sign up for my sites, gratuitous plug, aprilhunter.net,
Huh.
Patreon, April Hunter, OnlyFans, April Hunter. If you do that, you support me, and then I can go ahead and do these things and do them for free.
Well, here's something I kind of realized, April. And this says a lot about society. So
Mhm.
now we go into, and I talked about this very briefly, like literally for like 2 minutes on the Next Level podcast I did this morning with my boy the vet, and we have some love going out here. So thank you
Oh
so
yeah,
much.
thank you for the Corgos. Hello, everybody joining us. Hello, Wade.
What's going on, guys?
Big ass titties.
Yeah, we'll throw that out there. And what I noticed is this. I think the reason, now hear me out, April, tell me if you think I'm wrong. I think the reason why people,
I think you're wrong.
Oh, well, fuck. Well, I'll say it anyway.
Okay.
I think the reason why people aren't using Threads as much. Okay, now this is they're calling this like the liberal Twitter. You know, everybody's all copacetic and symbiotic, and everybody's all so lovey-dovey, and there's nobody's fighting on this thing for now. I think that's the problem. I think
Maybe. Oh my God. Yeah. You know, I would say anger porn. There's no anger porn on there.
There is no
There's no draw to bring you back. Like, I just said this and I'm going to come back and check it.
No drama.
Bitch said.
No drama. There's no drama.
Yeah.
So guess what? People are bored. Because it's the same shit. It's not even the same shit. Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys.
I thought it was nice and peaceful over there. I kind of like it.
I use both apps.
Yeah.
I use both apps, and I'm like, well, this is, it's all right. I mean, it's not as good as Twitter, because Twitter, you're able to download a bunch of videos. You can watch live streams.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're going to try to do the same thing, but you don't necessarily, like, if you have, like, I have over 1,000, almost 2,000 followers on Instagram. They don't necessarily go over. Like, some of them will, you know what I'm saying? Some of them don't. So it's not like you can import that. That would be cool if you could just immediately import that, and then you have that.
Well, I'll tell you what, I got like 1,000 followers in like 3 days on Threads.
Well,
remember how long?
Look at you, look at me.
No. Remember when my Twitter account was locked and I had to start over again?
Yeah.
And I only got like 1,400 followers like last week. It just wasn't growing. And by the way, this is why Instagram famous is not really a thing.
Nope.
So Instagram famous is not a fucking thing. And here's why. I'll tell you why. Because people are like, oh, you can be famous on Instagram. No, you fucking can't.
Nah.
Because you can use Instagram to push the fame that you have gotten elsewhere and created in other avenues. But if Instagram or Threads or anybody, if they decide to delete your motherfucking account, like what happened to me with Twitter, then you take your happy ass over to somewhere else and you restart another account with the content and the fame that you have garnered elsewhere, and you are still okay. Whereas if you are Instagram famous, they own your pictures, and those pictures are going bye-bye with your account when they delete it. That's right. Insta is the tool. It is not the method.
Yeah, it's a tool, and it's same
So
thing with Facebook.
Instagram models. That's not really a thing, okay? If you're not being paid to take a picture, you are not a professional model. You are a fucking amateur. Okay, I'm done.
You got to envy hit, man. I'll let Aiden know. But yeah, so I'm on this thing, and I'm saying to myself, I told the vet, I'm like, dude, I think people there's no engagement. It's like watching a movie. If there's no drama, if there's nothing to come back to, why the fuck are people going to come back to it? There's nothing there. It's just everybody going, oh yeah, I agree. That's it. You know, posting little pictures and shit. Little 5-minute videos. It's boring as all hell. And what does that say about us as a society?
Oh, a lot. Human nature is so intriguing.
Right? Isn't that fucking weird, dude? So, and the funny thing is that all these people, right? And look,
nice place to go when you try to escape the drama and you just want to see some stuff.
Right, that's fine.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, you can do that on Facebook, and you could just limit it to just private. You don't have, you just people that you genuinely like.
Yeah, I've like unfollowed a bunch of people ever since COVID.
Yeah. So what are you gonna fight with me about, artist? Artist is always fighting me. I'm sorry, Ray. Were you saying something? What are you talking about, bro? All right, bring it. What are you asking me? Anyway, but on all jokes aside, I go now. All these people that were like, "Oh, we're so great. It's so great over here." I still see them on Twitter.
Yeah, on Twitter. Yeah.
And these are people that I know still on Twitter, so they go over there to argue and to complain and to post about how
they
how
go over. That's where they go to shit the place up, and then come over here and post something nice. So, I will show you something on Threads that I actually really like.
What's that? What does it say?
This is on word porn.
It
It's
says,
what unserious generational curse are you breaking? And I actually really liked this one, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. So It's everybody was writing in what generational curse from whatever that they were going to break and not do that their parents and grandparents, everybody else had done. So a woman said, I will not save every Tupperware container that is sent with takeout in addition to the other 50 I have. Not buying an American car. Generations upon generations have only ever driven American. I'd like my car to last past 68,000 miles. Thank you. So I'll
Mm.
choose Japanese or German.
Hey.
Making sure the house is only tidy if company is coming over. I deserve a decluttered house to live in too. My chaotic brain needs organized space. I grew up where elder adults were rigid in thoughts and beliefs. I want to age with the mental flexibility to be proved wrong. Challenge me, present other perspectives, debate with me. Being on time. Growing up, we were always late and I always felt embarrassed. Now I try to respect the time of others and plan ahead. Well, I'm not being friends with that person. Um, I'm time blind. There's a word for it.
Time blind?
Time blind. I saw a label for it. This girl was complaining at work that she needed special accommodations because she's time blind and can't be on time. I'm like, bitch, you're just late like me.
Bro, is
But
that like quiet quitting? Like they
I
try to
don't
make that a
know.
thing?
It's time blind.
Do you remember when people were
I'm
quiet
time blind.
quitting?
Yes, quiet quitting.
Yeah, they
There's
just
so
weren't
many.
fucking doing their jobs.
Right.
That's what
Quiet
quiet
quitting.
quitting
I'm
is.
time
Fuck out
blind.
of here.
So, and you guys can throw in what your thing is here. What generational curse are you breaking? So Wade wrote
Fuck is time
wiping out
blind?
self-sabotage. So what else? What
Self-sabotage
else
is
you
a
guys?
good one.
Yeah, getting rid of self-sabotage.
Yeah, throw them in the chat, guys. Self-sabotage. What would I
Yeah.
say?
What are you getting rid of on your end? So someone wrote the oven will no longer be storage for pots and pans.
Oh, dude,
Also
come
I
to my house. Speak to my wife.
that's a Northeast thing. Like
I
my
fucking
oven's that's my oven too.
fucking hate it. I hate
Well,
opening
you
the
New
oven.
Yorkers, you keep your fucking winter clothes in there half the time.
Shit. Why?
So because you don't have any space because small apartments usually.
We have a
But
huge apartment.
well, my kitchen is also my office. That's where all my craft stuff is. So
Bro,
one side of my kitchen is all candle and soap stuff.
I'm gonna tell you straight up. This apartment that we live in Brooklyn right now would cost $5,000 a month in Manhattan. Easy.
Mm.
And the only reason we don't pay a ton for it is because we know the owner.
Oh, there you go. There you
You know what
go.
I'm saying? And it's just, but anyway, like it's like, damn, why did she put all these fucking pots and pans and have to take them out and put them back in?
That's
And,
me.
and
That's
guess
me.
who has
I
to do
hate
it?
it, but that's the only place I can put them. Fit small. Oh wait, here's one for you. I love this. I absolutely broke this because my kid is 20 now, but absolutely allowing my teenager to sleep as much as an adolescent needs to. Remember getting picked on because you needed to sleep?
Because I needed to sleep.
Yeah. Remember getting picked on about sleeping? You just wanted to sleep and they were getting you up at 8 in the morning on a Saturday?
Oh yeah,
My father would get me up at 8 in the morning. It's like, what are you fucking doing? I'm tired.
dude. My mother and father would do the same shit.
It's like, what? It's Saturday. Fuck off.
It's funny because check this out. I remember as a young kid, right? As a young kid, like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Mhm.
I would wake up really early on Saturdays to watch cartoons, right?
Yes.
But then as I got older, I would sleep in till like 12 in the afternoon.
Mhm.
And then I would get shit for waking up early in the morning when I
Mhm.
was a little kid. And then when I became a bigger kid, I got
You
shit
get
for
shit for
sleeping in.
sleeping, and me too. You
What
can't
the
win. You
fuck?
can't win with these motherfuckers. Blood is thicker than water,
God
dude.
damn it. Yeah.
There you go. So I'm seeing nobody in my house has to clean their plate at dinner, and in my house you can use more than one square of TP. This guy
What?
must have lived at my house. Yeah, my dad would 4 squares. You put 4 squares, no more than that.
What can you mean 4 squares?
That's it. 4
Was it like
squares.
extra thick toilet paper?
No, we used Scott tissue because we had a septic tank. I was a redneck in the country. We had a septic tank. We heated the house with a wood stove. We had a garden, and my brother and I were the remote control.
Oh, that
So
was the remote. Papi, change the channel.
yeah, yep.
Oh, okay, Dad.
Here's another one. There's no good china. There's forks and knives, and they're all equally as good, and everybody can use them.
Yeah, I never had good
Somebody
china.
else says leftovers are disgusting and not a must unless it's pizza chili or broccoli casserole. I completely disagree with that, but
I disagree.
I respect your opinion on it. I
There's
fucking
nothing.
love leftovers. There's no leftover that's wrong.
I'll tell you something. When my mother used to make meatloaf, I
Mhm.
loved meatloaf the day after. Meatloaf sandwiches
I love everything the day after.
were the fucking best. I love
I
them
love it.
so.
Here's one that I can run the fan and the AC if I want to, not because I don't care about the environment, but because I don't like being hot.
Yeah, we could
So
do that.
yeah.
It's our
So what have you
money.
guys got? What have you guys got? Let me look at what you got here. I'm gonna run down here.
Let me see if there's anything. I think everybody's just listening to us. Nobody was
No.
fucking.
They're writing some stuff in there.
So you tell me what the hell they wrote.
Um. Okay. Wiping out self sabotage. That the oven does not heat the house. Right
Mm.
on.
I
I
got
would.
one,
Oh,
but
go
go
ahead.
ahead. Well,
Oh, that.
my mother never let me shower with the door closed because she thought that the steam damaged the paint and the fucking.
Oh, yeah. I've heard that before.
So
The humidity.
I can never take a private shower. And as a teenager, you want to take private showers if you know what I
Right.
mean.
Yeah.
So it's very
Okay.
difficult for me to take a private shower with my mom yelling in the background over the phone.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
Hitman says I will listen to my doctors and slow down stress and work so I don't have another heart attack. Yeah, that's really actually good. Um,
What else?
hang on.
Mhm.
Speaking of Tupperware containers, when my mom was little, saved every damn country crock container,
Oh yeah, but
and
that's
we had and would use for spare bowls. Yes,
listen.
yes. Are you breaking that curse?
I don't know if you guys know because I still
No, I'm asking Winona.
so you know the soda crackers, the Keebler, the green can that
Hmm.
has all. If you're Latina, if you're Latino, if you're black, I think most people from the Caribbean cultures or whatever, we save those and we use those to fill up and store rice. And my mother would have like an old cup inside there, and every time
Hmm.
she needed rice, she would open the can, throw 1 cup, 2 cups of rice, boom, right back in
Because
the
they're good.
cupboard.
They're plastic.
No, these are the metal
Oh,
ones.
okay. I'm thinking the plastic ones.
No, do you remember those or no? You still have those?
No, I know the ones that the Asian ones where they have the Asians. I can't remember. I'm blanking on that sky flakes. Oh my god,
The
sky
hell
flake
is
crackers.
Skyflakes?
If you ever get a chance to try sky flakes crackers, these are like uh they're like saltines, but like 100 times better. And
Really?
they come, and if you buy them in the box, it's like a big plastic box container, and you save the container, and the same kind of thing. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna really quickly show you what the hell I was talking about for y'all people that don't understand. This is like the Puerto Rican storage gimmick.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I don't have
Right?
that one, but I'm
These
not Puerto
bad
Rican.
boys. Yeah. So you don't.
I can see. I can
You,
see where that would
you
be
are
interesting.
Latina. Yeah. You pop these open. You eat all the damn crackers, and you fill them with freaking rice. You fill this with
That
rice.
looks like sky flakes, though.
Does it
Similar.
really?
Yeah, it's a similar thing.
Was I the only one that did that, guys?
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
So the artist return says the curse I'm breaking is the cycle of domestic violence and family discord. Me and my wife have raised a great family. I can speak. Me and my wife have raised a great family unit and teaching our kids what it's like to be in a loving family household. Right on.
I like
So
that. I'll tell you when I broke. Listening to my kid.
yes, kids have when they let them have feelings, huh?
You know, like when I was a teenager or when I was growing up, my parents act like, "What are you depressed about? What are you angry about?" Like you haven't,
Yeah.
we're paying all the bills, you putting food.
Yep.
Still, kids go through shit, and it didn't make me. I don't know. Like I have very open and honest conversations with Aiden, and he's. I feel like he is super open to coming to me and just talking to me about anything now, and
Okay.
that's real, and
That's
that's
good.
something that even though I love my father and my mother, I could not do that. I was able to do that with my father the closer I got to 30. That we would have
Mhm.
man-to-man conversation. It was a very weird, and then I became very close to him and I learned a lot about him, but it was so late and then he passed away. I was 31. So I
Mhm.
feel like I didn't get, the chance to really do that. But anyway, it's neither here nor there.
No, that's good though. You know.
Yeah, I guess. No, I'm sad.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Mm.
I'm used to being sad.
Cannabis and titties. After
Titties? What?
this.
Cannabis and
Cannabis and
titties.
titties after this, yes.
Okay, no problem. So
um, let's see. Yeah, the artist says, man, the fuck them kids mentality does work though, especially especially on girls feeling themselves when they were teens. Yeah, that's true. We did get a little um what do you call it? Like emo about things for sure.
what do you mean?
Angsty. We had a lot of angst, teenage girls.
Angst.
Angst, yeah. Because we took everything to heart.
Oh, too serious. He
Too
took it.
seriously. Like the sky is falling, the sky is falling. What's wrong? Oh, I lost my notebook.
Yeah. Oh my God,
Yeah.
Kevin
Like,
didn't call me back.
yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, Kevin didn't call me back. My friend asked to borrow my dress and never gave it back. Blah 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 blah.
She must hate me.
So,
She must not like me in that dress. She must not
exactly,
want anybody to see me in that dress.
exactly.
She's
So,
jelly. What?
Wolf said we saved the plastic containers from Chinese restaurants. LOL.
Oh, I
Yep.
still do that.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I'm not
Yep.
breaking that cycle. That shit is awesome.
Yep. Yep.
Got a ton of
So
those.
these are all really good, you guys. So thanks for sharing, what you are not doing anymore. So for me, I think I was the first one in my family to graduate college, get a degree. It took me 3 tries, but I did it. And to not have children, and to not be domestically violent.
Mm.
So there's
God damn, that's
a
deep.
lot of stuff there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of well, good for you, man. I mean, it's not an easy chain to break.
No, it's not. So.
Wow, that was deep.
And also not drive an American car.
Oh yeah, I'm a fucking Toyota guy all through and through. I know I'll probably get hate for that, but I fucking love Toyotas.
I love Toyotas.
They're
Yeah.
the fucking best. They last the longest.
I love German cars too. I love Volkswagen.
German cars are very
Yeah, yeah. Das ist gut.
good.
Jawohl.
Yes, das ist gut. All right, you got anything else? Because I got a story here.
Go, let's do it.
All right, I'm going to show you guys something. So when we grew up, we grew up with fairy tales and stories and all this shit. Now Disney, for some reason, over the last couple of years, just I don't know, they decided they just want to fuck everything up. I don't know why they're doing this. I really don't. But if you saw this picture, would you think Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs?
No, I
Well,
would not.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to play any sound on this shit.
Okay.
But Disney, this is their new Snow White gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
And these are the 7 magical beings. And Snow White is a Dominican or Cuban. Snow White, if I'm correct.
Snow White is not white?
No, not at all. She's so these are multicultural. There's only one dwarf apparently here. And they're getting shit for this. Disney's getting tons of shit because now here's the deal. And let me really break this down. Now you see this unbelievable go woke, go broke, Snow White, and the 7 diversity hires. Where's the dwarf equity? Where's the dwarf equity? This is very interesting, a very interesting thing. I'm gonna play a very quick video. I don't know if you guys ever heard.
What's fucked up is there are a lot of people, little people, they could have hired to play this part if they wanted live people, and they could have actually put 7 people in this film, and they probably would have been, you know what I mean?
So I'm going to take this courtesy. This is courtesy of the Black Conservative Perspective channel, and what I did was what he does is me too. What he does is he chops things up, and we can kind of look at the video and see. But you may notice this guy right here. This guy, if you guys are wrestling fans, he was in the WWE for many years. He was known as Hornswoggle. And he came on the Pierce Morgan show. Yeah, and why don't we listen to this woke self-professed gay man who lectures Hornswoggle on why dwarfs should be replaced in the new Snow White real quick. Let's take a look.
Boy, this should be interesting.
It was a cartoon. Those weren't actually dwarfs in the movie. They were drawn. Okay, so firstly,
they were drawn as dwarfs.
No, that is.
But it's a story about dwarfs. Dwarfs.
Well, they shouldn't be called that. They should be called.
They shouldn't be called dwarfs.
No, they should be called people with.
They shouldn't be called. What's wrong with being called dwarfs?
Nothing, but that's not the correct
That's the story.
Dylan, apparently you're not allowed to call yourself. Apparently, Dylan, you're not allowed to call yourself dwarfs. Apparently.
I gotta stop right there.
Oh my God, look at his face. He's just like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
So,
is there anything worse than a white person trying to stick up for diversity at times and getting it so wrong?
Let's continue this real quick. Check this out.
To the people that they are talking about.
Yeah.
He's telling an actual
dwarf
person
that considers himself a dwarf.
Yeah, exactly.
Check this out.
They don't have the same interests. So again, they're debating this, okay? And I want to react to it because it's a pretty fascinating conversation. So without further ado, let's get into it.
The irony is that they profess, these progressives, to want to do this to protect you, right? They protect dwarf actors from being you know, somehow smeared. But you don't feel that way at all.
No, they want the fucking paycheck.
Peter Dinklage spoke up about this. And
say it again.
No, they want the fucking paycheck. Fucking hire them.
Right. And this is the
fucking
thing.
Hire them.
They're taking
money away.
Money away from dwarf
from legit
actors.
People who are actual dwarfs.
Let me just hide this for a second here because this really
Sorry,
pissed
I
me
work
off.
with these people. They are my coworkers. So
check this out.
I know them.
So if you know who Peter Dinklage is, this is the gentleman that was on Game of Thrones, the Christmas movie with the Will Ferrell and all this shit. So now that he's
Miles Finch.
Right. He's made tons of money. He's had tons of roles, right? Now he has a problem with dwarfs being called dwarfs. Now he has a problem. Now it's like kind of like a prejudice, and it just makes sense. Peter Dinklage, from what I understand, believes that dwarfs should be CGI'd into movies. They should hire, tall.
Well, that's just one dwarf's opinion.
Let's hear this, man. This is fucking. This really. I don't understand the double standard. Here we go.
Okay, that was my issue. He had in the past no issue cashing checks that were made for dwarf roles like Elf and all of that. Yes, he blew away the barriers when he did his roles that weren't necessarily made for a dwarf. But the Elf role was made for a dwarf. That check cleared just fine. So now that he's gone and done that, the progression of dwarf actors, it just doesn't sit right with me.
No,
this guy who is exactly what you said. What gave him the voice for all of our community?
Right.
Why?
I
was on.
Go ahead, April.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, and he'll continue. I'm not going to play too much more of this because I wanted to talk. We only got about 10 minutes or 20 minutes left or whatever. Let's see.
A complete hypocrite. Let me bring James back in. So
when
James,
Piers Morgan is agreeing with you, I think you need to be concerned. I'll say that for the.
So you're telling a dwarf actor what he should feel. Having literally just lectured me about speaking for someone in the dwarf community, Warwick Davis. You now accuse a dwarf actor.
No, it's not what I said. I said that if you're siding with anyone, you've got to worry. Right. What I'd like to say actually is that I kind of mostly agree with what you're saying.
And now sir, that's just taking a pot shot there.
No, it is absolutely taking a pot shot. But I do agree with what you're saying. I completely agree with your point of view, and I think that's really important. But I can only speak from my experience. And as a gay man, I know that growing up, I witnessed gay people being villains in movies when I was
7 dwarves aren't villains.
And that I think stereotypes are really important to.
What stereotype do you think they represent?
In the universe of Snow White, wouldn't it be better if dwarves
this is.
Yeah.
I want to slap that guy so bad.
Do you want so? I just want to really, and I'll bring it back.
Maybe I'll tell him what it's like to be a gay man.
I'll bring it back to the video clip. So now let's talk about this really quickly. So now you have this movie. Who, like we said, you have dwarves, you have little people that can get these jobs. There are a ton of people, big and small that are trying, for different roles in Hollywood. And it's very difficult.
Already hard to get work if you are a little person.
Right.
What is the correct term now? I'm used to midget wrestling.
I'll go with Hornswoggle. I'll go with Hornswoggle because Hornswoggle's dope. Right. But so now you're taking all these jobs, right?
From Short Sleeve Samson.
Right. But now I want you to hear this now. These are the same people that complained that gay actors or gay characters should not be played by anyone other than gay people. What's the fucking difference? April, tell me. Well, it's acting. Why can't I act like I'm gay in a movie? That's acting.
Well,
are you saying that you should
look
hire
at all the gay actors who have played straights?
Right. But are you also saying that
Rock Hudson started that trend, right?
My mother was crushed, by the way. She was a big Rock Hudson guy.
Right?
But listen, what what you're telling me is that in order to act or have a God forbid a pedophile in your movie, you need to hire an actual person that was a pedophile? It makes no fucking sense.
No. Okay, so you're talking about so one is a sexual orientation, and which is that is a hidden thing that people choose to wear as their label, and instead of it being part of their personality, they make it up front and center, so they think it is who they are. So the other is an actual physical challenge or
Right.
a disability or a birth defect or whatever you want to call it, I don't know. I'm probably saying this completely incorrectly, and I apologize. And I don't mean to offend anybody, but I'm just saying.
Why do you have to
if
say
you-
that, April?
Because
I
I
get
don't
it.
mean that it's a.
But I'm sure we know you by now. I mean, I know you by now. I know you don't mean it, and I think it sucks that we have to apologize before we say something. Oh God, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
I love you, April.
So, thanks. So yes, somebody who is not paralyzed can play somebody who is, a paralyzed person in a film, of course. But if you are going, and of course, if it's the lead, the star, you want to whatever. But if you're going to do like a movie about, say, the Paralympics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you choose to have all the supporting actors and actresses around them in wheelchairs be paralyzed, so it's more authentic? Plus, you're throwing a paycheck their way. So if there are actual people who can pull that off and act at the same time, why not? So now this is a actual physical thing. It's a physical disability, right? So why would you give those roles to somebody who's able-bodied?
Let me hear what Hornswoggle says here. Because Hornswoggle is really on a fucking roll here with this guy.
Yeah, let's hear
it. So again, you can already see this conversation is.
Let me fast forward a little bit to when they're actually talking. Here we go. Boom.
Have the chance to go out for other roles normally.
But you, James,
so
Bart,
why are we
you want to stop Dylan getting a role in a Hollywood film?
I am not going to get into an attack on a dwarf.
You don't want a dwarf actor to land the role.
I do.
You were saying something, April?
That's the thing. He doesn't have the opportunity to play the lead in fucking MI6. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have those opportunities. So why would you take this away from him?
Exactly.
Or anybody who's little.
Exactly. And this is
why?
And Hornswoggle's
because you're a fucking asshole.
He's a fucking asshole. I don't like
and then you're trying to defend it to the person who could be getting the role. That makes you a hypocritical, egotistical asshole.
Makes you, as we say,
self-righteous.
He's a fucking huevón. But that's a story for another day. Here we go.
A dwarf part.
Listen, a dwarf can play a dwarf part, but I think it's important to change narratives that don't fit in today's society. And really, it might be better. Narrative? It might be better if dwarves just exist in normal roles everywhere because they do exist.
What was so bad about the way dwarves?
Why does that narrative not fit into society? They don't exist.
Say that again.
Why does that narrative not fit in society? They don't exist. They don't matter. They don't count.
As soon as he said that, Hornswoggle's like,
asshole. I'm sorry.
Hornswoggle's like, sir. But let's finish this. Listen.
Okay.
Listen, I'm not here to talk about.
That's what I'm kind of wondering.
I don't represent Disney, but I'm just saying I think I see their point of view.
What's their point of view? What was so bad about the depiction of the dwarf?
Why are you so upset about a movie changing with the times and moving forward?
Because I think,
but why? Right? Why can't you explain what is the stereotype that is being played up upon here?
And he's right.
Right?
Let me hide this again a little real quick. He's absolutely correct. So now apparently being a dwarf is not politically correct, so they have to move forward with it. That makes no fucking sense to me.
My cousin's a dwarf, a little person, and he exists. He was born. It is the way it is. It's not a stereotype. It's an actual thing, and trying to pretend that this doesn't happen doesn't change it.
Would your cousin ever want to come on and talk about that life?
Maybe.
That would be interesting. I have so many questions, and I wouldn't even be disrespectful. They're just genuine questions.
Maybe. I don't know.
All right, let's finish this up. We're almost done here. This is a fun conversation. Oh wait, I'm sorry.
Only Welsh actors, so Michael Sheen, to play Welsh characters.
Let me go back.
Everything has to be rewritten.
You want to be inclusive
as a cheap shot. Fact, it's not inclusive at all.
No, you're using Dylan as a cheap shot to attack a Wokey.
I don't think Dylan feels I'm using him as a cheap shot. And what I would say about the Wokey thing is this: I have spent the last year listening to people tell me only gay actors should play gay parts.
Facts.
Only Welsh actors, so Michael Sheen,
Facts.
should play Welsh characters.
Facts.
And so on and so on and so on.
A new one.
Exactly.
Your thoughts, April, before we finish up.
On what? I think Pierce is covering it.
I think Pierce is
he's nailing it.
He's fucking spot on. Let's see what else he has to say.
What's the difference between dwarf and people with dwarfism? This is ridiculous. It's the same thing.
I love this.
What's the difference between my mind?
What should I call myself, sir?
I think you should call yourself whatever you feel comfortable with.
What?
As a person.
He calls himself a dwarf.
Well, that's great.
Good
for you. I'm happy. To
now, sir, let me pause that. So it shouldn't be called Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. It
Listen,
just be
I
called
do not want to
Snow
get
White.
cancelled
So
because I think your point of view is more important than mine right now. But what I'm annoyed about is peers trying to take a cheap shot at someone that believes in society moving forward.
Yeah, I'm actually
because really, if
I'm actually exposing the hypocrisy of the woke mentality of only gay people can play gay parts, only trans actors can play trans parts,
facts,
and so on and so on and so on.
I think we
right
get
to the
a
point,
place where
right to the
everyone
point.
can play
Snow
every
White and the
role.
Seven Dwarfs has to be cancelled because you're not allowed to have dwarf
You
actors.
should be happy, Piers, because it means that now you can play your dream role of Grumpy.
I would love to play Grumpy. I loved all the dwarves in that movie. They were great. Let me ask you.
All right. I think that's enough. I think we got enough of what we needed to hear with this conversation because it goes on and on. It's the same shit back and forth.
They should actually let Hornswoggle talk, maybe, and hear his opinion since he's the only person really qualified to speak on this.
I see this, and this is why, you know, people get at me, and yes, Bud Light did block me. The official Bud Light Twitter blocked me. I got fucking 3,000 followers. Big whoop. I know I am absolutely nobody, but because people were being very receptive and responsive, and retweeting and liking and like I had tweets that were going crazy viral, and the reason why I had such a problem with Bud Light had nothing to do with Dylan Mulvaney. I wanted to reiterate that, and this all ties in. It had to do with people perpetuating and pushing the fact that we need to accept that, and some people do accept his way of life. Some people don't. I personally don't give a shit what Dylan Mulvaney does and how he makes his money, but don't push it down. Don't push it down my throat. Same thing with these movies and bullshit now. So I grew up watching these great fucking movies, and you know, now because the woke people, let's just say, think that that's not good for me anymore. That's not good for society anymore. This needs to change for your own good. You know what this is? I don't know if you guys probably don't know wrestling, but Stevie Richards is part of this wrestling faction called Right to Censor.
Right to Censor.
And this is what it is.
Yeah.
The women would come out in their bikinis and shit, and Stevie Richards
run out with the towels and cover them up.
Fucking
yeah. Do you remember that?
Oh Lord,
that was such a good gimmick.
If I was Irish right now,
I'd
be cursing and broke.
Yeah. The weird thing is they were the heels and people were booing them. Now you got a faction of people, a group of people that actually agree with that and back it up and try and align with it. So what is wrong with some of the people who are okay with that? So you're all right with telling other people how they're supposed to live. You are right with telling people how they should think. You are right with telling them that they can't have something. You are a cocksucker.
Literally and figuratively.
You are a cocksucker if you think that's okay, because that means you are so egotistical that you think the way you think and the way you live is the way everybody should think, and that's how they should live.
I love artists. He always comes at me. He says, "I agree with you, Ray, but sometimes you have to see things as a distraction from the real issue. Acceptance of the LGBTQ plus community is a good thing, despite what we think. Inclusion is needed."
The artist returns. You don't realize that Ray's own son is gay, correct?
Yeah, Dick.
His son is gay.
I love you. I
think there's acceptance there. I think there's love and acceptance.
Very much acceptance. I think we're good. You see, and the thing is that my son being gay doesn't define him. He's he's a fucking cool ass, good looking kid that's super talented, and I love everything about him. There's nothing I don't love about. There's nothing I don't love about my son, and you guys know me. You see how much I tout my son. You see how proud I am of my son. It doesn't matter whether he's gay or not. You know what I mean?
That's the mentality now. It's like if you don't agree with one thing, then you must hate. You must hate it. But people can't pick up the subtle nuances of what we're actually.
You want to hear what's really fucking cool about my kid? He don't like this shit either.
A lot of gays don't.
He doesn't like people.
A lot of gays don't. They don't like being they don't like the whole entire movement being hijacked.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
You know how many? I'm gonna say this with love and with honesty from my heart. You know how many gay people I know growing up that legit fought for their rights to marry the person they love.
Oh yeah.
They marched on the streets. These are people that truly love each other, and they didn't have the right to be married. And I am a huge proponent and I am in support of if you love somebody, you marry that man, you marry that woman, you marry whoever you love and whoever loves you. Ain't nothing wrong with that. They literally fought for everything they have now, only for these people now in this society to just use it as a fucking weapon.
That's it. The corporations are using it.
A weapon
until something better comes along.
Divide us.
Yep.
That is my problem, guys.
That is my problem too. Exactly.
I love you guys.
I think it's just being used until the next best thing comes along.
Is there something you want to say positive before? I love you guys. I swear to God, but you know, it frustrates me. You know, like I can't say I love Jesus. I love Jesus. I love Jesus Christ. I love him. I am a Christian. I love him. But if you don't love Jesus, it's okay. That's on you. But I'm looked at as a hateful. Did you know I am looked at as a hateful person because I am a Christian? And they assume because I am a Christian man that I hate homosexuals? Are you stupid?
Yes. Because you have a handful of Christians out there, probably more than a handful, that ruin it for you.
Come on, man. Anyway, April, so let's say something nice to take us home.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, let's see. Linda said the language of the universe is love. So one of the things that we all have to do is understand that that's where it's at. So when you get in a shitty mood and when you think that everybody's against you, stop, take a breath, think about 3 things right then and there. And hi, thanks for joining us late. We appreciate it.
Love you.
And this doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what religion you are, what your beliefs are, anything. Just stop, take a breath, think real quick. 3 things. What am I grateful for today? Doesn't matter what it is. It could be a dog sitting next to you. It could be the fact that you had pizza for lunch. The fact that you just got all green lights going down the street. Just those things will change your energy to a positive vibration. And a positive vibration brings more positive to you. So don't forget what I said also. When you have an orgasm, use that as your manifesting energy.
Yes. So win the lottery, guys.
Prosperity, okay? Abundance, okay? This is an orgasm is powerful, powerful energy. You're putting it out there into the universe instead of just putting it out there. You know, this is like God energy. This is universe energy. So put it out there with the intention. What are you trying to achieve? Are you trying to build your business? Are you trying to heal things with your wife? Are you trying to get your, you know, whatever it is that you're trying to do? Are you trying to, you know, buy a boat? Whatever you're trying to do, manifest with that energy. So try that. Do it. And it's also an anti-ager. And,
yes, it is.
Anti-age yourself. So
listen, I've taken it upon myself. You may think it's the universe. You may think whoever you worship or anything. I've gotten, and I'm not even bullshitting with you guys. I get up every single morning and I thank God for the day that I've had. And I say, thank you, Lord. Thank you for this day. Thank you for giving me another opportunity to live and have a great day. And I do that same thing at night. I do it every night. And I say, Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for giving me this rest that I'm going to receive tonight. And I can't wait to wake up tomorrow morning and have a better day. And it's psychologically has helped me so much.
And even if you're an atheist, you can sit there and say, today, these 3 things happened to me. Thank you for, you know, I'm grateful these things happened. So, you know, so whether or not you will believe or not, you can still have that same grateful energy. So just appreciate each other, appreciate what we have, appreciate this show. I appreciate you, April. I appreciate you too. And I appreciate the chat. They're the best. You guys are really the best. They are, and you guys added a lot tonight. Thank you so much. Elliot's going. That's why I look 30, even though I'm 44. Right on, Elliot, dude. Hey. Yes. So no, thank you for being here. Thank you so much for contributing to our conversation tonight. You guys put some good stuff in there, and we love you for it. We'll be back again live Wednesday night. It's from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern. If you are listening to us on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you can look at us on. You can find us on Rumble, User, The A Show. You can find us on, where are they going to find us? Patreon, The A Show, if you want to catch all our shows. Yeah. And you can Twitter. Find us on Twitch, The A Show. Twitter, yeah, you can find me on Twitter, April Hunter, and Real April Hunter on Instagram, Ray. You can find him, just look up Big Ray Hernandez. Yep. And you can find him anywhere. Everywhere. So, we love you. We love you. And here's some boobies for you. Since we didn't do a lot. I'm not wearing a low cut shirt this time. It's not low cut, damn it.
Oh, it doesn't have to be low cut. They kind of stick out there, if you know what I mean.
I kind of do, yeah. It's a helmet ball with the boobies of all. There you go.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we got some
big ass titties.
Oh yeah.
Da, da, da.
Good night, guys. Love you.
Bye, guys. Hasta la vista.
I'll be back.
Johnny man. Hit that Powerball, you guys.
Yeah, 1 billion.
Manifest it. Manifest
$1 billion.
Powerball.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Later, guys.